I just need to shout out J Doe, who blessed me with my first super thanks. And before that, about a month ago, I was going through it with my channel and health-wise. And out of the blue, Apex, our hard game, threw me a couple dime bags of coffee through my Buy Me a Coffee link. Someone to meet somebody else on the internet, sharing a passion together, get to know each other a little bit, and see that they're going through it and want to brighten up their day, just show some love to him. You're a beautiful human being, and I'ma remember this. EXO cream soda off the top of the dome. My history with EXO was budding, very brief. I saw the Hear Me Out music video, then I saw the recording behind the scenes, and then now this. This is my third exposure to the group. Listening to Hear Me Out, I got the feeling that the members of this group have a high skill ceiling. Even though they weren't showing it off in that Hear Me Out track, sometimes you could still tell there's a lot of power that they haven't tapped into. A whole bunch of y'all got in the comment section and told me to check out this recording, Cream Soda. And here, they get to show their ass a little bit more. And I'm an ass man. Bada boom. That's an interesting vibe. I haven't heard the original song to this. It's just the recording. I might go ahead and throw that on at the end. He's doing that sing rap style. Not technically difficult, but it really captures a certain vibe, and you have an opportunity to ooze a certain attitude that's going to be right for the song. I'm also noticing they're in a whole different recording studio. It looks like this vocal booth is a little bit more live as opposed to dead. If you see a lot of acoustic treatment, it's killing all the reflections. It's going to sound like you're in a sensory deprivation tank. That's good. That gives a great opportunity for the engineer to color that sound however they want to. They can add an exact kind of reverb, whatever vocal processing. They're just getting a very pure, raw sound. Very vanilla that they can do anything with. The possibilities are endless. This recording booth, it looks like it's got some size to it and some hard surfaces. So this is not dead. This is more of a live sounding recording booth. That means there's going to be some reverb built into the track. This mic is going to be picking up the vocalist and the sound of the room, since they allowed the room to have a sound by letting it have some reflections, have certain dimensions. So if you're a producer and you're shopping around for the right recording studio for this song, that's something that he would have thought of. He wanted the sound of this vocal booth. Dang, that voice is so nice. I'm not a trained singer. I'm not even an untrained singer. I'm about as far away from singing as you could get. I was on the rapping side of things. So I don't know the right exact terms to describe what I'm hearing. So I might use some creative words or non-conventional terms. His voice has got this texture to it that is honed to a masterful point. It's crazy. You can tell he's been singing for a long time. Because you can have a great voice, but something as simple as making a certain expression, tensing certain muscles in your voice without realizing can potentially negatively impact the sound of what you're doing. But his stuff is so clean. Nice. He has good mastery in multiple octaves. That's awesome. I love Cream Soda. His part so far sounds smooth and strong. I'm guessing that that's what the whole song is going to be like. That was pretty good. That was like 99% perfect. When you're harmonizing and it pitches off on a part by like half a cent, you could hear it when you put the harmony together. I don't know if they added some minor pitch correction to the parts that he already laid down. From what I'm hearing, I don't think so. I feel like with EXO's songs, if you pitch correct, that's going to happen way at the end of the editing process. You're really not going to need it, if at all, till the end. If you even need it. Oh, I like that. I like how they left this part in when he took one side off. 90% of the time, that's because on one side he needs to hear what he needs to hear, but he opened this up so that I could hear his part right now that he's singing right here. If he left both sides of the headphones on, he might not be hearing himself right here clearly because of all the other parts and the song that it's melting with. And for him to make sure that this part is everything that he wants it to be, he needs to track on his left ear what they have laced so far, and on his right ear what he's singing right here, right now. Kind of the same concept for why DJs do that. His voice doesn't lose anything. no matter if he goes mid, high, or low. But from what I learned, these guys have been around, active for more than a decade, so that really shouldn't surprise me. Great, I love that they're leaving this part in too. He's rehearsing it a little bit. How does he want to do this run, this ad-lib part? Which notes does he want to hit? Is he hitting the notes straight on? As he's rehearsing it and brainstorming, it doesn't sound sterilely perfect pitch-wise. And I love it when these behind-the-scenes joints leave those parts in. It humanizes the artists that we love, and it doesn't take away from how amazing they are. So they're also giving him that sing rappy type of part. I'm looking forward to hearing the finished product after this. Whoa. Yeah, I spoke earlier on the vocal booth. I don't know what this is. I was starting to think maybe this is acoustic treatment. And then I see this is cracked open a little bit right here, like an emergency escape route. So I don't know if this vocal booth is dead or live. Anyway. Wow, that guy had great control when he went high. Yo, the engineer's loving it. I don't know if it's the engineer or their producer that's on the intercom giving him that feedback and encouragement and direction, but I'm gonna guess it's the producer, because most engineers are just cerebral business. They'll get it done. They're more on the techie side of the technical creative thing that they're trying to do. But if you hear someone giving that feedback, that coaching, that excitement, keeping the energy in a certain way, that's got to be the producer. And I don't think he's faking the funk. I think he's genuinely getting excited over what he's hearing. That was good. I could hear he was controlling his volume, keeping everything consistent. I'm just gonna go back to appreciate it one more time. If you're a new singer, one word might be a lower volume than the next, and you can use a compressor to help with that, but it can only help so much. They probably have light compression right now, so we might be hearing that at work, but I can also feel that he's very mindful about being consistent. His distance to the mic, his volume level from one part or one syllable to the next. This guy's very conscientious, and so far, it looks like he has superior control. He just did an insane recording session, and the way he says thank you just sounds like dead. Thank you. Have a nice day. Is he sometimes more energetic than this or less? Because if he's usually more chipper, and say today was a low energy day for him, for you to be able to get in such a great take, no matter how your day is going, so professional, it just adds on to the superior level of control that this guy has. Oh, this guy's crazy too. He's got kind of like that Happa face type. Nice. Very tasteful use of vibrato. It looks like this guy gets his eyebrows done. There's no way anybody in the world was born like that. It's so good when you got singers this good. There's almost no part that you want to write that you think your artist isn't going to be able to execute. As the person writing the song, you could let your imagination run wild, and these boys are going to find a way to execute it. Oh, wow. Oh my god. Let me go back. That second and third part was cool, but that first note he hit when he went high, it sounded so good. It sounded fake. Dang, that part is hard. He wasn't lying. That sounds like it's gonna be like a breakdown part of the song. I bet that part of the song in the music video, they're gonna start doing some dancing. Or they're probably gonna be dancing the whole video. Oh, I like that. I forgot you could get a piano app on your phone. I know some musicians that are more guitarists, and they use the guitar as a reference point for their singing. But a guitar isn't gonna be perfectly in tune in a whole session. But a keyboard, especially an app, it's always gonna give you that perfect reference point. And that part that he's practicing right now, that's a really tough part. And they're showing him still working on it right here. That's awesome. So even the control room, they got the same sort of deal. Without touching the wall, I'm not gonna know it's a hard surface or a softer acoustic surface. But I feel like this entire studio is going for more of the live sound rather than the dead. Because these wooden panels right here, they're designed to absorb the mid and lower sound while reflecting the higher sound on the wood surface. That means they intentionally want some reflections in this room. And they have the engineer off the wall by a certain distance. I bet that's exactly measured, because a lot of the other studios are right up against the wall. And 7 times out of 10, you're gonna get some weird anomalies when you're that close to the wall. But in a control room like this, the engineer's probably in the exact spot in the room from every plane that's gonna sound perfect. This is a pretty highly designed studio. Oh, that guy's a fun part. Oh, was that guy? Oh, was this guy? I like this guy.
이렇게 한 글자씩 들어가는데 이걸 뭉땡이 지어가지고 그렇죠. 이런 이미지를 그리고 한 게 난 좀 맞을 것 같아. 오케이. 오케이.
All right, why not? Let's do it.
네.
Give me that yum yum 맛질 않는 테스트 내 사로잡은 달콤한 그 flavor
I do the same thing with my acoustic panels. Put a bunch of random shit on it.
Closer 입안 가득 퍼져 처음 맛본
Ooh, this guy.
특별한 끌림
와우. 오 마이 갓.
Guy's a beast.
너무 좋아요.
아 예?
가볼까요?
네?
너무 좋아요.
네? 아닙니다 입안 가득 퍼져 처음 맛본 특별한 끌림 호져 네, 한 번 더 하겠습니다
Oh, they can control their own tracking here? Like how loud one part is versus another part? If that's true, that's so cool. If I was still doing sessions, I would definitely get one of those. So if that is, and you and I were in a singing group, when it comes to tracking, I might like my voice on level with the song, but you might like your voice above the song so you could hear yourself clearly to get that immediate feedback if those little nuances you're adding to your part is coming through and if you need to adjust it. And each individual can mess with that, if that's even what it is.
이런 느낌인 거
Is he sitting on his session? Because if he were to stand, it would be too powerful that this room would explode.
섞일수록 더욱 진해져 babe
와우, 나이스. 뭐였어요?
더욱 진해져 babe
Oh, this guy's just perfect. Like, there's nothing to say. If this was the Justice League, he'd be Superman. And that microphone would pay my rent for half a year.
나이스. 어떠세요?
좋습니다 중독적인 appetite cream soda
Oh, his control is insane too. Because his part has a lot of dynamic, but it's also well controlled and level. Whoa. His skill is so crazy. I would watch a documentary on his life. I just need to know how humans like this are made.
cream soda cream
Yup. He already knows.
cream soda
네. 앞에부터 해볼까요?
Oh, that's that boy.
노가 좀.
He reminds me of someone I know. My brother from the Bay Area, Barnaby. He was a b-boy and a good friend. I was very nomadic at that time. I was sleeping outside, sleeping on trains. And he stayed the night with me one time on the BART system. That's the Bay Area subway system. He just reminds me of him so much.
아니
네, 알겠습니다. 번져가는.
Dang, that's not easy.
벗어나게 원치 않아 들키로.
They're giving him a rhythm part too. I know Korea got really jiggy in the last decade, but seeing him in the tank top, if this was like the 80s or the 90s, he took all the jiggy stuff off, more sun-kissed skin, put a cigarette in his mouth, bouncing up and down while he's cussing you out. I felt like that'd be the stereotypical image of a Korean back then.
예. 이 자극적인 텐션 내꺼 빠르러 콜라 난 탄산처럼 팍 터져 이미 이 자극적인 텐션 내꺼 빠르러 콜라 난 탄산처럼 팍 터져 이미 난 탄산처럼 팍 터져 이미
어떠세요?
네 저는 괜찮은 괜찮은 것 같습니다. Yeah 달콤해 이건 마치 번번
I forgot this was Chanyeol. On his singing parts, he was waving his hands like a rapper. I was kind of thinking, oh, this is Chanyeol. Ooh, I can't wait to hear how his rap sounds in the final song. From what I just heard, he sounds pretty well rehearsed. You could tell he worked on his rap and voice over a long period of time. He doesn't have just one flow. His rap and voice seems like it's capable of some level of dynamic approaches. Because some people's rap and voice, they have a more limited flow and limited ability to have a fresh approach or fresh take with their rap and voice. It's very easy for them to be limited to just one or two types of beats. And after 1, 2, 3 albums, you've pretty much heard everything that they can do with that voice. The reason why you keep listening to them is because they might have something different to say on a different album, lyrically. For example, the way Nas raps is just the way Nas raps. And especially the way Guru raps is pretty much just the way he raps. And for rappers like that to sound fresh would mean they would have to keep honing their craft, sharpening that sword, and for them to find new beats that matches their voice, but is still fresh with the times. So his rap and voice sounds right around that neighborhood. But before I think too much on it, I'd have to hear him on the track. He was over here in standby mode.
Oh, fill it up.
Oh fill it up Oh fill it up 부드럽게 채워 get it up Oh get it up
Ooh, nice ad-libs. His voice had a little switch up too. Sometimes a rapper can be so dynamic, it's almost like they have a completely different alias. They switch to a different style. Like remember Eminem was Eminem and Slim Shady? It was one person, but they rap two different ways. Or most Nicki Minaj songs, she could be the only one on the song, but it sounds like 2, 3, 4 different people on it.
Oh fill it up 부드럽게 채워 get it up Oh get it up
좋습니다.
Oh, that was sweet. I love how that part came together.
Yes
알겠습니다.
이성이 다 마비된 듯 baby 자꾸만 비트
Here's his rhythm part.
배고파.
아까 연습할 때는
어떻게 했지?
날 자제 이게 날 자제
날 자제하리.
날 지금은 날 자제하려 이렇게
어.
들리거든.
어.
근데 날 자제
날 자제. 날 자제하려.
나이스.
오케이
날
갈게.
자제하려.
갈게요.
Oh, yeah.
덤덤 people 날 자.
Woo! I love that collaborative energy. This isn't a rap song, but a lot of rap sessions, at least when I was active, was kind of different from this. There's a few different ways it could go down, but one way is I might be working on the beat, it's coming out the speakers as I'm putting the finishing touches on it. Might have 2 or 3 rappers in there with me. They're hearing the beat and they're writing their rhyme as I'm working on the beat. It's almost like friendly competition. They're not sharing notes. At that point, they're not being collaborative. Everyone's in their own corner of the studio. Someone might even be out in the hallway working on their rhyme. Then we decide who wants to go first. There's always a little banter back and forth. By the time everybody has laced their verses, a rapper might be like, oh man, I didn't know you're gonna come that hard. And they want to go back and rewrite their verse to be as hard as whoever did the best out of those 2 or 3 guys or girls. So it's like this fun, friendly competition thing. And that's in the spirit of hip hop, because hip hop's origins kind of had 2 sides. On one side, it was quote, peace, love, and unity, unquote. On the other side, it was battle culture, competing, rivalries, which may sound like 2 different things, but a lot of those first people in hip hop were gang members or former gang members. And when you have that energy in gang life, you're gunning for each other's lives. But with hip hop, you could battle each other, but by using creative forms of expression. So that battle mindset is the positive, creative version of what's going on in the hood. Hip hop evolved in weird ways as it got commercialized, but that's the perception of hip hop. What hip hop actually is still and always will be that. But going back to this session that we're watching right now, Cream Soda, there's no egos. Everyone's collaborating, helping each other, bouncing ideas. That's so awesome. You can't ask for better energy than that.
이렇게 하면 되지. 오케이. 오케이. 날 자제하려. 쥐도 있지만 저 자리한 대만보다 본능이.
What the? So there's a lot of rhythmic parts, but it seems like the sections where they're being a little syncopated, like tut 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 tut, they're telling each other to smooth it out, to kind of have some of these syllables muddle into the next. That leads me to believe this song is gonna have a cool, laid back, bad boy feel.
이대로 멈출 수 없어. 너도 와건. Get it. Get it. 마신 순간 이거야? 마신 순간 덤덤 before 날 자제하려. 이거 아니지?
맞아요.
맞아요?
네.
솔직히 잘했어. 형 보고 있어 이렇게. 마신 순간 덤덤. 마신 순간 덤덤 before 날 자제하려.
Come on, you can't keep looking away from the mic, because you can't use the take, because 1 second his voice is going in and now his voice is hitting the wall over here. I think they're just having a good time right now.
아니 왜 하다가 마신 순간 이렇게 불러 깜짝 놀랐어.
Stupid.
앞에 보고 해.
자신이 없어. 자신이 없어.
마이크를 보고 해. 마신 순간 그렇게 하면 어떻게 해?
알겠다.
You see, yeah, he's saying, yeah, because the proximity and the on versus off axis effect. I mean, obviously he already knows that. He's just saying that to be like, all right, we had our fun. Like, do your take.
잘하고 있어 지금.
마신 순간 덤덤 before 날 자제하려. 줄 수 없어 you know I gone get it.
Oh, that's gonna be a cool part, because he ended that section with high energy and then just dropped into that really smooth part. I feel like that's gonna be a nice part.
이대로 멈출 수 없어 you know I gone get it.
Oh, that was another good take on it, because it was high energy, but he ended it in a way that was transitioning down into the smooth part rather than just high and then a drop off into the smooth part. Okay. Yeah, these boys are insane. There is a chance that this might be my last EXO video or video from SM Entertainment. Long story short, they're copyright claiming like 70% of my videos, even the parts where I'm narrating. They copyright claim just their parts from their original video. I would simply trim it out to make them happy and keep the parts that is me talking. And me talking, a lot of the stuff that's coming to my mind when I'm watching these folks is the result of working years in the industry myself. Not at the same level as these guys. And I'm not curing cancer with anything I'm saying. But the way that I'm digesting, watching, and reacting to this stuff is through the ears of a professional engineer. So that's knowledge that I bled, sweat, and cried for over years of working in the industry myself. And what SM is doing is they're copyright claiming those parts as well. Parts of me talking, me narrating, explaining this engineering thing, or this acoustic treatment thing. And I asked them if we could fix that. Can you copyright claim just your video and let me just keep me, the parts with me talking? But them and YouTube denied it, and they're copyright claiming almost my whole video with almost all the sections of me just talking, and that if I want to pursue it any further, that they're gonna see me in court. So they're basically strong-arming me. Now I'm new to YouTube. Now I do this because I enjoy it, but I just got monetized like a week ago. And morally and logically, if someone has to be paid, I don't have to be paid from what we're doing here on YouTube together. But morally and logically, if someone does have to be paid, shouldn't it go to the right person? Why should one person get the benefits of the work of both parties? Now I'm being told that if I don't go along with it, they're gonna strike my account and it's just gonna be a wrap. I feel like the way SM Entertainment is doing me is mad OD. Rather than try to milk this for extra content, like put this video out and then put another one out of me watching the EXO music video of this song, I'm gonna just do it right now, because I don't know if I'm going to do another EXO video. It really depends on how things pan out with SM Entertainment. God damn, it's hot as a mug in my room right now. 26 million, they doing good. What do they need my 20 doubloons for? Let me maximize this so you don't see all my porn tabs. Rhythmic guitar part, I like it. With the 808. So that guitar part completely dropped out, turned to a whole rap beat. Oh, that's what they're gonna do. This beat is dynamic. It's gonna have that smoothed out, rhythmic with the guitar part and go into that hard VST horn section, 808, and it's probably gonna go back and forth, back and forth. And I bet there's gonna be a little breakdown where there's a little part of the beat that's completely unique. That's how these things usually go. And then I bet at the last section, they're gonna combine all of that into one. So the concept of the smooth and the concept of the hard part wrapped up into one, and then go back and just fade it out. That's my guess. And if I'm wrong, everybody has to punish me by pressing that like button. Ooh. Ooh. The little pizzicato, however you say. I used to call it pizza cola section. I don't know how to describe it. Never forget I said anything. Oh, I thought that was like VST horns, like a software version of a horn section. It might just be a synth. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's not important. Smooth it out. Ooh. Ooh, here's that section that stands on its own, different from all the other back and forths. I thought it was gonna be like a breakdown with some booty shaking. I think I was wrong about that one. I love that synth sound of wow, wow. You know what I'm talking about. That is so nice. How do I get my synths to sound like that? Oh, it is going to be a dancey breakdown section. I forget what the technical term of this section would be called, but I've been calling them breakdown sections for so long, that's what I still call it. Ooh. Okay, so that was the break. So all of my predictions, 50% on, 50% off, which might not sound that bad, but academically speaking, 50% is a F minus. So that's a F minus for me, but that song was pretty hot, man. What's back here? Fireworks. Nice. Those shouty sections in the song, I like how they added reverb and delay to make it sound far away, made it sound smoothed out rather than turning it into like a Jackie Wilson song or something. Let me go back to certain sections real quick. Oh man, I like that beginning. I like that guitar section. It fills out space so nice because you got a guitar on the far left and a guitar on the far right and all the other sounds scattered with the voice in the middle. So it fills out space so nice if you're listening to this on earbuds or headphones. And then in the hard part, a lot of the beat goes from the extreme left and right to a little bit more typical, the 808s in the middle, that bass sound as it should be. And it's not as extreme left and right. I think they bring it in a little bit, but the voice still cuts through because of the frequency. You have sounds from the low to the high. There's no sound in the beat that's going to occupy the same space frequency wise as the human voice. So it still sounds like everything cuts through each individual part. You could pick it out. Whereas in the smooth section, that guitar is in the same frequency range as the human voice, but it's not occupying the same spatial space as far as left, right, middle. So things cut through in the soft part because of spatial space, and things cut through and are distinct in the hard part because of frequency space. At least that's what I'm getting from me listening to this right here for the first time. And then here, that part, everything melts together. Everything's loud in your face to the max as far as you could push it. But it still sounds smooth as well as epic. I love how they did that. Yeah, that part, I heard the ad-libs and the doubles panned far left, far right. I don't have to break down each technical point because chances might be that SM Entertainment is going to copyright claim those sections anyway. Dang, that's frustrating, man. If this video gets left alone, then I'm definitely going to dig more into EXO and their members because these boys are crazy. But if I have to face potential lawsuits every time I put out a video, I might have to put a pause on SM Entertainment's artists for now. Maybe do one video because I took receipts, took a lot of screenshots, just so that if anyone thinks I sound crazy, I got receipts to back up what I'm saying, and then that'll be that. But I feel like everyone is gonna win if they leave me alone. Anybody who's watching my ish and enjoying themselves gets to enjoy themselves without hearing me whine and cry. I never blew up as an engineer producer, but I can still give back to the world my experiences I got from trying by spreading what I learned, as well as reacting to the songs that y'all love through the ears of a professional, which adds another layer of enjoyment, I imagine. And SM Entertainment gets that wave of relevance going thanks to the reaction community keeping it going. I feel like all parties would benefit from that. But regardless, if this is our last night together, if this is the last video, I love you. Life goes on. Life is much bigger than any problem or triumph that might occupy your headspace. It's big and beautiful. Peace.